This is going to change the way you think about 3D printed roller coasters. The past few months, I have been designing and prototyping a track system for the Screaming Serpent style K'NEX track. 3D printed roller coasters are usually time consuming, cost a lot of money, and requires thousands of 3D models to be designed with expensive CAD software, which can take months to complete. My design uses a simple shape that can go from NoLimits 2 to ready to print in just minutes. In today's video, I'm going to show my progress on the track design, and at the end of the video, I will tell you how you can get some of these files to 3D print on your own K'NEX coasters. My name is Christian G. Coasters, and if you enjoy my roller coaster content, it would mean a lot if you would like and subscribe. It helps out my channel a lot. I have designed model roller coasters on my computer in the past, but I always avoided 3D printing. 3D printing is expensive and can take a long time to design each section of track. Oftentimes, this involves designing your own train, which is even more complicated than the track. Since I'm using the standard K'NEX cross tie, you don't need to 3D print hundreds of custom cross ties, and you also don't need to design the supports in CAD. You can use the standard rods and K'NEX support system. My favorite part is that you don't need to 3D print your entire roller coaster. K'NEX coasters work really well with straight sections and simple curves, but complex conversions and heart lining can be difficult to get right sometimes. So instead of 3D printing your whole coaster, you can 3D print a section of more complex elements and then attach it to the standard K'NEX track. And again, this saves a lot of time with 3D printing. Another thing I don't like about 3D printed roller coasters is that parts are not reusable. They only work on a specific project, and if you want to make a new coaster, you have to start from scratch. These box sections can be taken apart and reused. And this is especially useful on the heartline roll elements because you can add or take away pieces depending on how much you want it to roll. This brings me to my prototype pieces. My first attempt, these box sections were way too long and the tie spacing was far apart, making the tubing very rough. My second design, the cross ties are much closer, but this roll is extremely tight. I think it twists twice as much as a typical K'NEX track should. And this also makes the tubing kink. Doing some more research, I found that K'NEX coasters use about 6 to 7 cross ties per flexible rod. And this one only uses 4 cross ties per flexible rod. So that's why I think that this second prototype still has some slight kinking in the tubing. Another reason is the K'NEX cross tie. Each cross tie has a long straight section that connects to the tubing, and it locks the tubing in a straight line, causing it to kink on curves. Not to mention, the heartline roll is a really complex element. You have the right side wanting the tubing to go up, and you have the left side wanting the tubing to go down. And since the cross tie locks the tubing straight, there's no way that you can make one side of the tubing go up and the other point down. Ideally, the ends of the cross tie would be tangent to the track curve, but this is not possible with the standard K'NEX tie. I experimented with making this custom cross tie that has a ball mount instead. This allows the tubing to pivot freely and not cause it to kink on tight curves. But again, I really like the idea of just using the standard K'NEX cross tie. So I think the main problem is that the curve is too tight and the cross tie spacing is not close enough together. This 3D printed cross tie would be useful on all K'NEX designs, not just 3D printed ones, because it would greatly improve the smoothness. Another thing I tried was to trim down the straight section of the standard K'NEX cross ties. I think this did improve the smoothness of the roll, but it is pretty difficult to get the tubing on because the original long straight section had a nice taper in the front and back that made it easy to put the tubing on. So this could be another option rather than 3D printing custom cross ties. Another issue I think with the track kinking is because of the way the tubing is made. You can see in this video the tubing comes all rolled up, and when you stretch it out it already wants to twist. So it definitely takes a lot of cross ties to keep it in the right position, and if the tubing was already straight and didn't have all these twists in it, that would also make it a lot smoother. So overall, I think my design has a lot of potential, but there still are some things to figure out. Currently, I'm using super glue to attach each cross tie to the boxes. I want to try adding tabs on the side that you can bolt the different sections together. Then you don't need to wait for the glue to dry, and it's really easy to take apart. However, I don't like the fact that you need to use more hardware and how small each box section is. That's going to be a lot of nuts and bolts. Another thought is that you can use glue to create sections of 3 to 4 boxes, and then you can use an extra connector and a white rod on the bottom to connect these sections together. This is a lot simpler, but it does require glue, which is not as secure as a bolted connection. Finally, for a large element, this would require a lot of box pieces due to the small tie spacing. I'm worried that these pieces are easy to mix up, and it is tedious to assemble hundreds of these box segments together. So another thought I had was to make a longer section where you 3D print a custom cross tie that you add into it with tabs. This is how some other people have made 3D printed coasters in the past. This would create less pieces and make it easier to assemble. But the question is it better to have a longer section and also print out custom cross ties, or is it better to use the standard cross tie and more of these box sections? Another pro with this design is that the scale is really easy to change in the Excel file. My initial idea was to use the Screamin' Serpent parts because a lot of people currently use this K'NEX design to make model coasters, but the track gauge can easily be changed for other train sizes such as micro K'NEX, micro coasters, coaster dynamics, and even your own custom trains. There is so much potential with developing this track system to make all kinds of 3D printed coasters, not just with K'NEX. But this is where I might need some help. I do not have a lot of experience making this style of K'NEX coaster, and I don't even have a 3D printer. I'm currently using my library's 3D printer, which can print parts for free, but I'm pretty limited on how much I can print, which makes this idea pretty slow to develop. I could really use some people that are interested in 3D printing roller coasters who would find this tool useful. And this brings me to a special announcement on how you can access these parts to make Heartline rolls. I now have a Discord server. My vision is to use this server to share box files, and it would also be cool to have people send me CSV files so I can generate these 3D parts for you to print on your own K'NEX coasters. I could also get feedback and make this design better for users. If you join the server, you can currently get access to pieces to make a Heartline roll, which is very useful for making elements like bank curves, zero-G stalls, and Heartline rolls. And you can adjust how much it rolls by using more or less box pieces. So if this interests you, please feel free to join the server and help me perfect this design. I hope to make 3D printed roller coasters more accessible and convenient, but now it's time to go from these prototype track sections to using them on an actual model. I'm Christian G Coasters, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.